Hello, we're back.
Welcome back.
We're here at our 2 o'clock meeting. We're going to start meeting like this more often.
This is fun.
Yep.
So far. Hopefully everybody else is having fun there.
It's been a wild time.
I went to Jay earlier and I said, we need to do this. We have our fun club on the third Saturday of the month. They said, we need to do this on the third Saturday of every month. And he's like, I just said that. So
Yep.
Hopefully we can get Trevor back on the third Saturday of every month.
Yes. So we talked about winning this machine. We're finally going to give the name that we had pulled from our last class. There's going to pop out.
I think I have a little banner. Let's see.
Yeah, we should have a banner pop out.
Drum roll, please.
Drum roll. This is a Brother, very nice. It's heavy. It's metal framed. It's a Brother PS100. We liked her comment saying that it was for a teacher. So,
Ms. Gail Law, you won a brand new Brother PS100 to give away. So we'll give it to you and you give it to someone else. So we figured it'd be better in your hands with your beautiful comment. So
please email Darren at Mulqueen, DARREN at, I should have had to do share, but
there it is.
Do Darren at Mulqueen. If you don't mind, Gail, to email me your address, or if you're local, which I think you might be, you can come by and pick it up in the store. So
let's get Trevor.
This wonderful guy named Trevor Conquergood. We've had him come by many times. We love when he comes here. I love saying where he's from. He is from Saskatoon. Is that how you pronounce it?
I think so.
Okay. I love that.
Like a cartoon.
And when you see Trevor, when you see Trevor come on, you'll see we have a thread wall in front of us, but you'll see his famous thread wall behind him.
Oh, cool.
Here he comes.
We're bringing him up.
Hello.
Trevor, how are you?
Excellent. Happy birthday, Ken.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank everybody for their wishes. I see them pop up on the side. Thank you, guys.
Yep. We're going to sing happy birthday a little bit later for him.
Okay, I'll stick around for the party.
Yeah. Yeah, we love
virtual drinks.
We love that you're here. We love your knowledge in this world of embroidery. Thank you every time you come. We have a good time. Too bad we can't be going out to a basketball game or something. I know that you love your basketball.
Yes, I do. But I love the Raptors, guys. Yes. Coming up here from Canada. How's it going, Phoenix? You guys got any snow yet?
We did in cold. Phoenix, even. Really? Phoenix had snow, which never gets snow. I said, I
was not expecting that, you guys.
I know.
It's cold, rainy. I was out back just a little while ago, and it was hail.
Yeah.
So,
wow.
That's kind of interesting. So are you in Saskatoon right now?
I've been here since last March when I last saw you guys.
Oh, wow. And that's something.
Yes, sir. I had to take up cross-country skiing so I could get some exercise.
Oh, yeah.
That's pretty good. Have you been practicing learning how to digitize?
I digitize every day. That's my favorite thing to do.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, we're excited for this.
I really loved the story about Ken when you were telling about how you showed how the master digitizer story and you brought out the old little Singer machine. I watched your thing yesterday, so I loved it. Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, that's the Singer Embroidery Unlimited from way back when.
That was where everything, the running stitch was you clicking the mouse for every single stitch. So you're going to make it a lot. You're going to make it a lot easier than what we had to do way back.
Come a long way, hasn't it, you guys? It really has.
Absolutely.
I got a question for you, Darren, because I'm pretty sure your favorite game is 52 pickup.
Yeah, 52 bobbin pickup.
Anyway. And I only got one more question. Bridget, what's for lunch?
I know, right?
Anyway, sorry.
It was cold cuts again.
So,
okay.
Well, that's okay.
But it was hot dogs for the rest of us. So.
But Darren and I got special treatment.
Yeah.
So, Trevor, we're going to give you the full screen. Thank you so much. We are going to give away a $44 gift card again during this. So please comment and let us know if you've seen Trevor before. Let us know if you digitize. We'd like to know who out there, if If you don't digitize, let us know as well if you haven't yet, because this may entice you to pick up a digitizing program. We do have our stuff here to talk about. I'm sure you have Rainbow software to talk about.
I want to talk about Rainbow. I'm looking at your beautiful thread, and I'm thinking those boxes just go right up on the wall when they get home, or in the I saw the blue boxes, by the way. That was an awesome demo. I don't know if you can see mine. I got my blue boxes back here, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks for that. Those blue boxes are so durable. I got one that I fly around with, and I've had it in my suitcase for a year, and so far TSA hasn't managed to break it yet. So
nice.
What I like to do is take one of the drawers out and fill it with my Notion. So I got like 15 spools of thread on one drawer, but then the other one has got my scissors and my bobbins, and they're lockable drawers. So it's a pretty good travel case for your sewing stuff. Yeah. Anyway.
Oh, sorry. We have also the FTCU.
Yeah.
Software.
And that's the Cadillac, you guys. That's the one that everybody wants to have.
Yep. So thank you. Well, thank everybody for being here as well. There's quite a few of you out there. We're going to gracefully bow out here and give the screen.
Everybody enjoy Trevor.
Thanks, guys. Thanks so much. I'm so very honored to be part of the Mulqueen special event that's going on all week long. I've been kind of following along, watching you guys a little bit. Isn't Taylor just awesome? Like, I mean, I totally love his accent, eh? Anyways, you guys, my name is Trevor Conkergood, and I'm coming to you live from my home here in sunny Saskatoon, Saskatchewan, Canada, where it's currently about minus 30 degrees Celsius, which means very cold in Fahrenheit. It's my honor to kind of be part of this presentation. What I have the ability to do is also share my screen. And so I'm just going to go ahead and test that out right now when I click on share screen. And so let's see what happens. It says share screen. So by now you guys should start to see my screen, right? Oh, it's like a little elaborate rabbit hole. Okay, let's do this instead. So now what you're going to see is just basically my email address in case you ever want to get in touch with me, because I'm the software manager for R&K Distributing, you guys. And so I would like to say thank you to anybody who owns any of the software from Floriani and R&K Distributing. On behalf of myself and all of the Mulqueen family and everyone at R&K, thank you so much for loving our thread and our stabilizers and our software, of course. And so, yeah, I mean, Floriani has a nice collection of software, and Darren talked about the one that has the Phoenix on the top of the box. That's called FTCU. That's what I like to call the Cadillac in Floriani land. That's really the main software that we have for embroidery. We have some unique other softwares. Ones that I might talk about today are Sketch-A-Stitch or Rainbow. And what you'll find out is if you own FTCU and you also own Rainbow, they can blend together. And if you get Sketch-A-Stitch, it can blend together. In fact, you can own any one of these programs or any combination of them. And so you'll learn a little bit about our software today. I also have the ability to share my software itself. So I'm just going to explain something very quickly. You see, Floriani is a suite, and when you download it, what tools you'll get depend on what you've purchased. And you can purchase all of these softwares by just visiting Darren, Keith, Ken down at the store. I know they know all about it. They have classes that go on regularly for Floriani. And so thank you so much for being such great people and great sewing store owners, guys. We love the Mulqueens and especially love what they do for our software. So today, the reason why Rainbow comes up is because Rainbow's on special. And so I got a couple photos. I love visiting Phoenix, like all people from Saskatchewan. We want to get down, get out of the snow. And I wish so much that I was able to come this year because I'd be there right now with you guys. Anyway, these are trips from the past. And I still have to say thanks for the tickets to the game, Darren, because we can have supper anytime. But I got tickets to the game. So thank you so much. That was a thrill to me coming from someplace where we don't have any NBA team within a 25-hour drive. That was awesome. Anyway, this is the Rainbow software. If you buy, and I think Darren will probably tell you guys about the special exactly what we've got. But the idea is we have a software called Rainbow. And if you bought some thread today, you could get it absolutely free. I'll let Darren review exactly, because I think they've kind of even sweetened the deal from what I kind of was showing, but I want to demonstrate what Rainbow is so that you can understand what I'm talking about. It's a software. It's a brand new software from Floriani, and it could be the very first software you ever got from Floriani, you guys. It'll allow you to take your single color designs or any number of color designs and basically recolor them. It does color blending, and it has a variety of tools that it comes with. When I open up my Floriani software, what you're really looking at is like all of my software put together. And sure, I can browse for embroidery designs and put them onto my screen and, watch them sew out with slow redraw and all these kinds of things. But the concept here is what you're really looking at, and the point I'm trying to make is this is all of my software put together, because if you own it all, and let's face it, I'm the software manager for R&K, you guys, I obviously have all our programs, then they'll all go together. But what I wanted to show you was Rainbow. And so I wanted to point out that with our software, if you own any of our software, you can use what's known as demo mode. And so look, I'll just, under my help drop-down menu, when I choose demo mode, here's all those programs: Total Quilter, or Rainbow, Lettering Master, Sketch a Stitch, FTCU, or Fusion. And what I can do, I've unchecked all of the programs but Rainbow. And so I'll say, okay, and what happens is my program's going to close and then reopen. And when it reopens, it will only have the features of Rainbow. So for me as a teacher, this is great, because now I can show you kind of just one specific program. But as a customer, maybe you're a customer that owns Rainbow, it would also be your ability to try out Sketch a Stitch or try out FTCU. And that way, when you come down to Mulqueen's and you'll walk in the door, you'll be like, I'm already ready to buy it. I love it, and that's kind of what we really hope will happen. So this is the Rainbow program. And the first thing I want to explain is down at the bottom, there's like a color palette, and it's based on the Floriani colors, because of course we'd love you to own our Floriani thread. It's the brightest, shiniest polyester thread you'll probably find. That said, we have all the different color palettes for other kinds of thread, major thread brands, as well as, of course, all the different Floriani threads. And so you can choose whatever thread brand you want. And if you click on open, you'll find out that with this software, and I'm just going to browse on my desktop where I know I have some embroidery designs. These are all in like the Brother PES format. And when I open it up, the colors show on my screen in their original colors, which apparently are Jenny Haskins thread colors. Now, if you don't own Jenny Haskins thread colors, it's super easy, because there's a single button right here that I can click down at the bottom that says match to palette. So the design might have come in Jenny Haskins, but if you own, Floriani polyester thread, you can choose Floriani poly, and it will instantly kind of closest match all of the colors in the design to be Floriani colors, or whoever's threads that you're using at the time. And so this is the idea that you can kind of like, it's the beginnings of our software, right? You can open and save any embroidery design. You can watch it sew on your screen. You can make it go a little faster if you want, and you can even make it kind of show in like a 3-dimensional preview. But what I like to do is kind of pause it and just grab the little play head here, and I can make it sew as fast as you want to. And I can even make it sew backwards if you want for a while, and forwards again. And to be honest, I never ever sew a design on the machine without having it open on my software so that I can learn how it sews out. And that's kind of how it works, you guys. And so now I haven't shown you anything really Rainbow yet, but what I will do is click on a new and empty workspace and show you that the software also comes with a text tool. Now, if you own our FTCU software, the text tool has a lot more options, but in the Rainbow, it kind of gives you like horizontal text and circular text. And if I make some text, it has 4 fonts to choose from, right? So it doesn't give you a ton, but it does give you 4 different fonts. There's Andrew and Anniversary and Primer and Rounded, and whatever one you choose can be your latest text. And so you just come in and make it say Mulqueen, Mulqueen, and say apply. And so this is kind of how it works, you guys. You can, if you don't like the letter spacing, so notice the little handles, I can use the little blue handles to move all all of the letters after that letter Q. But if you want to move just one letter, like the gold handles allow you to move each letter individually, independently from the other ones. You can even make that one letter larger than the other letters or rotate it to like a different letter position. And so at this point, I'm just kind of goofing around with the Mulqueen name, but you can see how fun you could have. It really is kind of fun making embroidery like this. So I'm not really sure if that's the new logo for Mulqueens yet or not, but we'll see. Maybe we can get there before I'm done today. But what I'll do is click on text again and show you guys when it's got all nice straight letters. Look at these handles that I can do things like enveloping the text. So really it's kind of a very cool text program. What you'll find out is probably Floriani is the easiest text of all the software you've ever seen. Beautiful, beautiful results. And yet none of this is rainbow, right? Like all these texts are just coming in as one color. Now I can make them any color. I could scroll through my color palette and pick from, there's 360. If you go down to Darren's store every day of the year, they'll have 360 shades of Floriani polyester on the wall in the store. I know it's there. I've seen it. And so, you can choose the exact shades in your software here. But if you want to make it rainbow, then you select whatever you select, you click on the rainbow tool, and it's up at the top here. It's got the theme is called Sherbert, and so it's taking the words my text and putting it in Sherbert color, and basically you say okay, and that's it. It'll add new color stops. Now it's not, I guess I shouldn't say that's it, because there's way more to it. For example, there's a bunch of themes that it comes with. Now, some of these themes are going to say things like testing and today, and that's because it's me just demoing it. But a lot of them do come. So for example, here's a rainbow theme. So now it kind of gives you like the traditional colors of a rainbow, or you can get a beach theme or an electric theme or a Christmas theme. And what you'll find out is that each one of the colors in your theme, you can actually move the colors around. So if you want like more of the bright green in the middle and then just a little of the other ones, you can move these colors around and kind of take control of where they start and stop. And then, like I said, when you say okay, it recolors it. And so really that's kind of how it goes. I'm going to open up a design from my desktop that has this, it's a crochet like doily, all right? So it's a one color embroidery design. And essentially, if you watch it sew out, it just kind of starts in the center and just builds itself around and round and round and round. And it's actually traditional crochet stitches that were, digitized into an embroidery design. It looks amazing as a rainbow because all you got to do is select it. And then you just click on your rainbow tool and it'll make it whatever rainbow theme that you choose. Now, I thought I'd show you guys, if I click on new, we could make a Mulqueen's theme. So Mulqueen. Mulqueen is the name of the theme, and it's just going to have like two colors. And so you can decide how much blue and how much red. If you want to introduce new colors, you just click on the space in between and then select from your color palette what that new color will be. And so, it's pretty neat. Now, I don't know what it looks like when you blend blue into green and into red, but the software will actually choose colors for you. So if you click on this green color and tell it you want to do color blending, now you get to tell it like basically what, one side or the other side or both. And then you click on the, how many steps, but essentially what it does is it picks colors to blend from dark blue down to green, and then from green over to red. And so maybe that's like the coolest color palette ever. And that could be your like Mulqueen color, theme that you could save. So what I'm telling you is if you make a theme you like, you can save it and it'll always be in your software available for you to use. So, oh boy, you guys, Rainbow is a ton of fun and it's a very easy to use software and it's really part of our suite, right? So, okay, yes, if you don't own any Floriani software, what you'll find out is you could go ahead and download the software, and if you buy the thread today, Rainbow could be your very favorite, first one. What I'll do is close that. So when you're in demo mode, the only thing you can't do is save anything, right? So I'm going to leave demo mode and click on start and start my program again. So this time it'll restart with whatever you've paid for, whatever you've licensed. And so that's kind of the idea. You actually get to put it on any two computers. So that can be like your desktop and your laptop, or that could be your summer home and your winter home, or whatever it is. But the idea is you can activate it twice. The way you do that is you go under your help drop-down menu and you go to the license activator. Now, if you bought thread today and you got rainbow, you'd pull rainbow up on this list and you'd put in your license number and it would activate and those tools would become available. If you own FTCU, if you buy that today, well, then you would get all of pretty much, to be honest, the majority of these tools here are what we call from FTCU. Anyway, I think you'll love Rainbow, and Darren's going to tell you guys about a special opportunity that they've got in the store below where you can actually get it for free when you're buying some thread. And so I think he'll come on at the end, but the concept is if you buy some thread today, a nice big box of beautiful Floriani polyester embroidery thread, you will be able to get the Rainbow software as a free program. And if you already own FTCU or even Sketch-A-Stitch, it adds on. And I just always like to give a shout out to our website, because if you own any of our software, you get to become a member of the RNK Software Club. And so let's see if I can just bring that up here, rnksoftware.club. First of all, you go to updates. That's where you can download the latest version of the software. And you guys have to understand, we're always updating. In fact, exciting news. Anybody who just happens to own the FTCU software, I am trialing the next version. And so if I get a chance and I don't talk too much, I'll see if I can't show you guys a couple of sneak peeks of some of the latest features that are going to be coming out next week. But that's one of the things that all the Floriani software owners love it when there's a new version of FTCU, because unlike all the other programs, you don't have to wait to get it, and there's no cost of getting it, right? Just owning FTCU, we always do updates for it. And so I'm super excited to tell you guys about that. So let's see. Renee's got a question. If you activate it on a PC, can you deactivate it later and move it to a different PC? And the absolute question, yes, that's the whole point of it, is that if you ever get a new computer, you can like deactivate it from one and then activate it on another computer. And if your old computer like dies and it crashes, then you're going to need to call our office up and or submit a support ticket and tell us that you can't deactivate it, and they'll help you do that. So that is not a problem. Trust me, it happens. And so we're, you won't make many software companies that have a toll-free phone number that you can phone them up and an actual person will answer the phone, right? No push 1 for this and push 2 for that. It'll be like, how can I give you some exceptional service? If you've ever called them, that's what they say. Anyway, I'm going to go back on screen again. I'm having a lot of fun, and I hope you guys are too. So thanks for the question. I guess I just popped on right at the right time there. So we're back into all my Floriani software. And the next one that I wanted to kind of quickly talk about was Sketch-A-Stitch, because there's now a free app for Sketch-A-Stitch. If you don't know, Floriani has 4 apps. 3 of them are for your telephone. So there's a thread app, a needles app, and a stabilizers app. And those are awesome for helping you organize and sort of sort out all your thread or your stabilizers. But the Sketch-A-Stitch app is something completely different. Now I can actually go on my iPad, sit in the couch and sketch an embroidery design, and then I can share it on back to my computer. Now, I always like to say that really the Sketch-A-Stitch app is like a companion to the desktop software. If you buy the desktop software, which I know it's currently on sale, it's probably like $349. If you bought Sketch-A-Stitch desktop software, you would be able to get the app. And then what happens is you can share the designs from your app back to your desktop software, which then allows you to, send them onto a USB stick and put it in your embroidery machine, or add lettering to them, or rainbowize them if you happen to have both. That's kind of the cool thing about it. And so I always like to remind people about that. Do you remember when I was there and I sketched the Phoenix skyline for you guys? That was awesome, you guys. I totally here's my my desktop here, and I grabbed, when I travel, and I hope to go back, I'm very optimistic that I'll get to start visiting you guys again real soon, because I would just love to come back to Phoenix. But that's this Phoenix skyline that I stitched when I was there last time. We were stitching it right at the front of the room. I did a bunch of desert sketches for you guys. This was actually a sketch that somebody drew for me when I was teaching and then I sketched their sketch. And so how kind of cool, because what you'll learn about Trevor is I cannot actually draw, right? So none of this comes from my imagination. I need a photograph, you guys. If I don't have a photograph on the screen, there's no way. This is Atlanta, Georgia, you guys. That's like the taillights of all the cars. That, like, you put the photo on the screen, and now it's kind of like tracing. So this is these are New Orleans sketches, you guys. Anyway, you're going to be amazed at how easy it is to do a thread sketch like this. These are all, that's Orlando. This one's Los Angeles, lovebird parrots, the Iowa State University. That's the campanile at the Iowa State University. There, you guys. That's like a bird on a branch, like kind of like a Japanese style sketch. So you can do applique with the Sketch-A-Stitch full fill embroidery. It's not just sketchy. I like to do these cityscapes. That's kind of my favorite thing. But that said, the Sketch-A-Stitch software is completely capable of doing other stuff. And so when I go into my Floriani software, and I'm gonna turn on a little yellow ring around my mouse. This has nothing to do with Floriani or even Mulqueen's. It's just a little yellow ring, but it does help you guys kind of follow my. Did it go on my mouse there? I thought it was there, and then it just disappeared again. Oh man, well. Where did my yellow mouse go? Anyways, I hope you can follow along if it's not yellow because I turned it on. Here, maybe what I'll do is close it and then start it again because something went kind of weird. Normally it works just fine. We'll give it one more kick at the can here. So that's it. It's not working. So no worries. You'll just have to follow along with the little one instead of the bigger yellow one. What I was just going to show you guys is up here at the top, this one tool, if I click on it, that turns on the sketchbook widget. This is, when you buy Sketch-A-Stitch, there's a standalone program that houses this Sketch-A-Stitch toolbox. But that said, I can use it right here from within the Floriani software. If I click on these are all the different types of brushes you get. So this is a tapered end column. If I click and drag, it makes a column, and that column has like pointy tips to it. And it's as easy as that, right? It's the easiest way to create embroidery because when you click your mouse, it starts drawing, and when you let go, it finishes. And that one's kind of like a calligraphy style of embroidery. This one's steel stitches, applique stitches, fill stitches, bean stitches, run stitches. If I choose fill stitch and then click and draw some sort of a crazy shape, you'll see that it fills it in. Same thing. If I click applique and click and draw a shape, it's going to make 3 color stops with like run stitches and tack downs and whatnot to do an applique. So it understands. So the idea is, I can't really draw. I need a picture to work from. Maybe what I'll do, I'm going to just rearrange my workspace to be like, I basically kind of set my tools where I like them, and then I can save it. And I called it Trevor's favorite workspace. And that way it makes my life easier because my tools are all kind of where I like to keep them, right? Anyway, I'm going to click on open and browse to like Trevor's stuff. And then there's a folder in here that says Mulqueen from last time I went there. And this is the design that I sketched for you guys. And so you can get the idea of how I do it because essentially I put the photo on the screen and then I take the little tool and I trace over top. Let me just bring the photo onto the screen here so you can see what I'm talking about. And so the photo was bigger than the design. Another thing I might do is put my embroidery hoop on my screen. If you tell it what kind of format you use, it'll tell you what size hoops are available, and you can, rotate the hoop. And so if you had the Big Brother Luminaire, there's your hoop size. And so it kind of gives you a frame of reference of like how big that's going to be. But the idea is I just took the original photograph and traced with my with my mouse. If you have a touchscreen computer, you can use your finger or a drawing pencil or something like that. And so that's kind of how it works, you guys. It's called Sketch-A-Stitch. It's probably the funnest software that Floriani ever came out with. It could be the first software you ever buy from Floriani, but I won't promise you that you don't decide you might like to get FTCU later, because that really is kind of the big one that has most of the tools that you see on my screen right now are what you would call FTCU. And that's the one that has a really excellent special on right now, because FTCU has if you buy it from Darren and bring it and register it between now and March 15th, you will get all of our You Design It collections as a free thank you from Floriani. So that's in addition to, anything that, any prize entries or anything that happens at Mulqueen's. I'm just saying, if you register your Floriani software in the next sort of month and a half, this is a special opportunity in those. So I'll make sure I show you guys what the heck a You Design It collection is, because there's a whole bunch of them, and they're a big value, right? I think it's over $2,500 worth of kind of stock designs. What those are interactive stock designs. That's what makes them different. When I click on my software, and if I just start up like a new empty workspace, and then the You Design It tool, that's the one that it's up here. It's right here. It looks like the Michelin Man to me. It's like a little purple kind of dude. Anyway, if you click on it, what you get is an interactive stock. Now, anybody who owns FTCU, the Monsters comes with the software. So we all have Monsters, but the rest of them are like stock collections that you can purchase from Mulqueen. So if you choose the Monster, then you get to choose like what kind of arms is he going to have, and what kind of things is going to be on their head. And you can even just click play and the software will like create monsters for you. And if it makes one that you think is totally cute, you can just stop it and say, okay. And now you've got this little monster. Now, once it's made, if you're like, well, that's great, but I really wish that his hand was going the other way, I could click on it, maybe just like flip it over, move it up a little bit. I'll rotate it over this way a little bit because, oh, wrong guy. Hold on. And that's why you've got an undo button. I was going to rotate his hand a little bit so that I could put a little can of Irish beer in there or something like that, because that's probably what Ken looks like after his birthday, right? So I need to put the beer can in there. Anyway, I'm just kind of kidding you guys. I know they're all musicians there at Mulqueen's. I love that all the boys are musical, and it's such an interesting family. So, okay, I'm going to move on. But You Design It's a really cool. And what I'll do, I just want to click on it again. If you buy FTCU today, you'll get all of these collections. So there's a bunch of really cool ones. Like, I guess some of my favorites, I like the kids pockets. So you choose your pocket type, and then you choose your pocket toppers. So pretty simple one. I like stick figures. You know how everybody's got like their whole family in the back of the minivan and the car kind of thing? Well, you could literally do the entire Mulqueen family. And in fact, you could even probably do the whole Mulqueen family reunion, because first of all, you get to choose kind of like what pants or shorts or skirts are they're wearing. And then you get to choose what kind of top were they, did they have on? Then you're going to choose their head shape, and then you're going to choose their face, and you're going to decide what's in their hands. And so it's a pretty interactive way of creating an embroidery design. And you'll find that you could probably make something that represented every single person in your family this way. And when you do, then, once you get it all kind of built, you just click OK, right? So you just have to keep kind of playing with the spots. And so maybe it was Cold Cuts Day for lunch, and everybody was like, what? Beatrice, or when are we going to get a hot lunch? No, I'm just kidding. Bridget, sorry. I just called her Beatrice. Mom, I'm sorry. Anyway, you pick a face, and then you decide what's in their left hand, what's in their right hand. This is what we call an interactive stock design collection. You could make thousands of embroidery designs just with this one collection, and they would all be different people in your family. Whenever you're happy with it, you just simply say, okay. And so that's kind of how it works, right? Not everybody that buys the software wants to digitize. That's kind of the thing that we realize at Floriani is a lot of times people just want to like get their embroidery designs, open them up, combine two designs together, maybe make a little layout, put your hoop on your screen, go shopping around your computer for some other designs that you want to add to it, click and drag them in, make a layout. This is the kind of thing, change their colors, right? That's the most popular stuff that we do. And Floriani's really famous for our like one-click tools. And so I thought we'd have some fun today. And so while I'm now I'm on screen again, right? So yeah, there I come. Hot off the press is a brand new embroidery design that I just made this morning, popped it onto the machine, and it's a little patch that says Mulqueen on it. So I thought I would finish it off for you guys. So I got actually my heat press is all heated up over here. So we're going to take like a minute and I'm going to make a little patch for the Mulqueen family. So we'll see if you guys like it or not. Anyway, so I'm going to click on share my screen again, because what I'm actually going to do is take you guys with me. And so now you're back on screen, Trevor, right? Yep, there we go. And then I can bring you down onto my desktop here, except for this time, I'm going to take you guys on over to, let's see if I'm sorry if I make you seasick here, but I'll just take you guys around the studio, right? So I have a couple of different multi-needle embroidery machines as my heat press is over there. It's all heated up, ready to go. I've got a couple of flatbed machines on over here, a little computer desk on there. My long arm stuff is around that way, but it gets a little sketchier. So we're just going to stop right there. My desk is the other way. This is my studio, right, you guys? This is where I play all my stuff. Anyway, notice on my screen, hot off the press, is my latest design. It says Mulqueen. This is how you can make a patch in like 30 minutes from scratch, guys. So first of all, I hooped up. Notice the little perfect grip tape. I love that perfect grip tape. I often use it when I hoop up the really sort of thinner fabrics like our no-show cutaway stabilizer. That's what this is, Floriani no-show stabilizer. It's made from nylon, and that's what's cool about that is we're going to be able to do what we call the burn it out technique on this. I'm going to show you guys in just a moment how I can totally burn this. I'm going to take a tool and trace around this to burn it out. But before I do that, and I'm going to show you how I made the patch in like a minute, because literally it's one of the easiest things you can ever make. A little cactus on there for you guys. Anyway, but before I burn it out, I want to add have you guys ever done like a Boy Scout? Like, did you ever have a bowling shirt where you could iron the stuff onto your shirt like that? This is what I'm talking to you guys. When we make little patches and then we put an adhesive on the back that you can then iron it onto like a piece of paper like this, or onto a shirt, or onto your mask, right? I made a mask for my kid with his school logo, and so we could put this on a mask. But to do that, I'm going to need an adhesive. They'll have this is our Mighty Fuse from the Cosplay line. There's also the Press and Bond from the Floriani line. They're both a very similar type of product. I think the Floriani Press and Bond is probably a little bit kind of a thicker, a little bit more adhesive. I would say that this one here, the Mighty Fuse, is a little bit more flexible. That said, for doing an iron-on patch like this, either one works just fine. I'm just simply trimming a small piece of it out, large enough to cover the back side of my patch. And I'll just put my, remember that grippy tape that I had gripping up my hoops? I also use it to hold my labels on my rolls. So see how I can just the cool thing about this tape is it doesn't stick to anything but itself. It'll only stick if you could use it for little finger grips for quilting with if you wanted to, but it only will stick to itself. Anyway, you guys, what we're going to do is we've got this little piece, and I need to just take you guys over yonder and hit this on the heat press, right? So I didn't want to leave you guys, so I'll take you with me. We'll just head on over here. I've got a Teflon pressing sheet on here just to be safe. I'm going to make sure that the bumpy side of the adhesive is facing the back side of the embroidery. And then I'm just going to sandwich it in there and put my press down. Now, I put my press on the hottest setting. This is, I know Darren has this kind down there. It's like an artistic press, but it's, it's got settings like nylon and silk and wool and cotton. Essentially, I want to turn it all the way to the top. I guess if you had a digital iron, it might be a number like 300 or 325 or something like that. But can you see what I've done now, you guys? I've actually taken that little patch and I fused onto the back of it an adhesive. So now we're going to sit back down here. And I'm going to take you guys back in. And so now we're going to use a tool that Floriani makes called the Heatcraft tool. And so the Heatcraft tool, this is my Heatcraft tool, and I'll just bring it in and onto camera for a sec for you guys. This tool right here is very hot right now. I've got it heated up. It's essentially a soldering iron for embroiderers. And notice the little tip on it and how it's kind of curved like that. And that tip, just so you know, there comes with 5 different tips. So this is the little tube that has like a straight tip and a big flat tip. They're for different types of craft projects. But this is a hot special tip that now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to remove now that this is kind of cool to the touch, I can remove the wax covering on that adhesive. So can you see how there's now an adhesive that's on the back of the stabilizer and on the back side of I used a black bobbin, by the way. No reason. I just happen to have one in the, anyway, now I'm going to take a ceramic tile. This is simply the tool that I can, it's like a little stand that helps it stand up when you're not using it. It's got a little tripod type thing that you can use. I'll set that aside. Put my embroidery down. So I'm going to burn through the glue and through the stabilizer. Like notice I can literally, I'm sorry, I just got to get a little more cord. There we go. Sorry. I don't want to have an accident here. I could write my name in this stuff right now. It's that easy to cut. Like this will literally cut things out. So because it's made from nylon, you can do this. Now let's see if I can bring you guys a little bit closer and just let you see me how I make my patch. And so essentially I can just kind of start wherever you want and just burn. Now, people always ask, won't it melt the thread? And the answer is yes, it absolutely can melt your thread. So what you don't do is sit and dwell on it, right? You don't want to leave your thing touching the thread because it'll melt. But it melts the stabilizer much faster than it can melt the thread. And so as long as you keep moving, you're usually pretty good. And so I usually just go right up to the thread and almost like touch it. And that way it kind of burns off all of the excess stabilizer. And you quickly go around and that's it. I just made a little patch, you guys. And not only that, this patch could be ironed onto the back of like a shirt or anything like that because of that adhesive in there. And so that's how fun, I mean, to me, that's the fun stuff. Now, I'm going to be a smart boy and unplug this little iron while I'm thinking of it so I don't burn myself. And I'm going to turn the heat press off so that it doesn't sit there and squeal at me for the rest of our presentation. And I'm going to switch back over to the software and just open up the design I made and show you guys how easy it was to make. So first of all, where did I put it? So on my desktop, I think I made a folder for today and called it my Mulqueen special presentation. And I put your design in there. So that's what I made. And essentially this patch is like one of the easiest things to make because when you learn how our software works, this is how it works, you guys. It's called object-based embroidery. In other words, I can take and let me just hit a new workspace for a minute and show you guys that the crest itself, I'm just going to show you when it catches up with me here. There. So I have the artwork. I found this on the internet, right? I looked up like SVG artwork. And all these little patches were in one. I can simply select one of them. So it's all grouped together. So I'll ungroup, click off, click on one of these patches to select it. Now I can maybe click on copy and start a new empty workspace and click on paste. And so that gives us just the one patch instead of like the one crest shape. But understand that this crest shape is not embroidery, at least not yet. See in the sequence view, it says it's artwork. It's a piece of black artwork. I could make it pink or, or orange. But if I want it to be embroidery, I need to come down to the bottom and choose a style of embroidery. Now, currently it says it's 12 millimeters tall, eh? That's because I have Canadian software and I'm only just kidding because you can simply right click on the ruler and change it on over to inches. And now it'll tell you that it's basically 1/2 inch tall. So if you want to make your patch 2 inches tall, when you click and drag, see the little tool tip tells me how big I'm getting. And if you want to be kind of more exact about it, you can just use your properties box and tell it in inches that you want it to be exactly 2 inches high and click apply. And then it makes it exactly that size. And so now I know that I got my patch the right size that I want it to be. And if I click on, for example, fill at the bottom, now it's an embroidery design. Now I've actually filled that design in with thread. If I click over here, it's an outline. So now I've clicked on, if I click on this one, it's a run stitch outline. And so the idea is every one of the clicks along the bottom of the screen is another style of embroidery. Like I could spend an hour and a half just trying to tell you what every one of these cool little features are. But just as an example, if you wanted to make this a motif outline, you click here and now it gives you kind of a decorative outline. It's kind of small for the motif outline, but if you made it bigger, it might look really amazing with that. Or you can choose which kind of motif goes around it. And there's all different styles. There's hundreds of them. Not only that, you could make your own custom motifs. Now you have fancy decorative fills that gives you like a fancy background in your fill pattern. So it's basically going to go like almost like, I just got there we go. It froze for a second on me, guys. Sorry. This is the fancy fill. Yeah, no, it's like misbehaving. Let's make it artwork. Oh, I think I know what it is. It's the steam yard. It's just a thing. Sorry, guys. My bad. There was a thing in my way and I couldn't notice it for looking at it. Yeah, so that's a fancy fill, and this is a motif fill, and basically every click will give you a different kind. I think this is amazing because I can just click on a motif, click apply. I can even mix two different motifs together. And so if you want to do a shape and you wanted to have like, I mean, I've never seen any software in the world that can do these kind of mixing motifs together like that. And it just goes on and on. This one's got a gradient, like kind of like making the sky blend off into nothing, blending two colors together. And on this one's a mesh fill. So now maybe you want to do like Mylar style designs. This will give you like a cool open fill background, you know, to your shape. And there's so many. So to be honest, when I made the Mulqueen's patch, what I did was I took the shape and then I kind of made it so that it had like a top and a bottom part to it, right? So to do that, what I needed to do is kind of divide my crest shape up. So right now it's all fancy with a mesh fill, but look what I can do. This orange star down at the bottom is the artwork tool. That's like going right back to where we started from. I just erased all the stitches out of the shape. So what you'll find out is a shape is kind of like a building block in the software. And as long as I've got a shape, now if I wanted to have this shape filled and outlined, I would need to have two copies of it. So I'll go copy and paste. See, that's another two. So we'll make the first one a fill and the second one an outline. Now, if you want them different colors, click on your outline and click on a different color. And so really, this is how easy it can be. If you wanted to do like I did and have the top of your patch be a two colors, you can select it. And what I'll do, I'm just going to hide the border for a minute. So it's still there. I just clicked on like an eyeball to hide it. And I'm just going to select that fill and convert it back into artwork. And the reason I did that is because now I have a knife tool that I can use where I can basically go click and then right click, and it split it in two. So because there's now two pieces, I can click on the bottom piece, fill it in with thread, change its color. Take the top piece, fill it in with thread, you know, and now if I turn the border back on, you've got like a 3-color patch, right? And then remember the cactus that I put on the Mulqueen patch? Well, that came from a picture, like from a JPEG. I went into so if I look in here, there's a bunch of like clip art and they're just JPEGs. They're not vector artworks. They're simply little, you know, clip arts, little pictures. And I went through and I found the cactus and I brought it onto the screen. And then, now I'm getting better at not getting tripped up by the webinar sort of controls. And now basically I've got this artwork, but there's no shapes, right? Like I can't click on this cactus and select it. There's really just like green and green pixels. So I can either auto digitize this, or what I ended up doing was just taking the little pencil tool and using the pencil tool to kind of go like this. And it's like click, click, click. And I mean, I won't kind of bore you with putting in all the points, but the idea is you just have to click, click, click to draw around a shape. And when you right click, you're finished drawing. And so I drew part of it, you know, and then now that I've drawn part of it, I can select it. I could tell it to be a standard fill. I could tell it to be an auto satin. I could tell it to be a steel stitch or a run stitch. So when you draw shape, so all I did was I put that picture on the screen and I traced around it. And then I went over and I even drew the little kind of spiny things. So, you know, it maybe took me 15 minutes this morning to make this little patch up for you guys, maybe 10, honestly. And then I just put it on the machine and we were ready to go for class. And so to me, you guys, that's some of the fun stuff about the Floriani software, that you can create anything you want. But the one-click lace tool. So here's one of the cool things. After I draw a shape like a cactus, if I ever want to use it again, I saved it. So any shape that you make, you can keep it like for later use kind of thing, right? And so these are my custom shapes library. And if I look in there, you'll find that there's like my cactus. See that? So I traced it, but not only did I trace it, I saved it. So anytime I need a cactus, now this is not a cactus embroidery design. This is simply a piece of artwork in the shape of a cactus. If you wanted to do it kind of like we did on the patch, then I guess you'd make it like slightly smaller so that it fit in your area. And then you have to decide what kind of stitching you do. And I did an auto satin, so that it could kind of give it the turning. See how it gives it the dimension of the turning, as opposed to an outline, which wouldn't really have been that impressive, but I guess it could, or a flat fill, which is kind of just not as much imagination, but still works. So this is the kind of a way, once you have a piece of artwork, you can make it whatever you want. Well, now look what I do with it. I took that little cactus and I converted it into, over here at the bottom on the right, this one says auto lace. So if I click auto lace, it turns my cactus into a 3-color lace design. Now, you have the ability to right click and convert it into a single color lace design. And so that's actually a sneak peek at one of the things that's being enhanced in the next version of our Floriani software, because that was kind of one of the requests that we had, right? Was a lot of times we want it to be all one color. And so could we automate that? And anyway, what I want you to see, and I'm just going to show you the camera here. So this is what it makes when you take a shape and you just say lace fill, it makes a fill. And it makes 2 borders. I don't know if you can sense that there's like a fill border and a satin border, but any shape that you could draw with a single click, you can tell it to be a lace fill. So lace fill means fill the shape with a piece of lace. But we do also lace backgrounds. So a lace background is different, because now you take an embroidery design and you click on a tool and say, give me a lace background. So notice the fancy bird would not really be suitable to be a freestanding embroidery design, but because of the gray, kind of like it's a lace background. Now you could sew that out and, hang it in the window like a little window sun catcher, that kind of thing. So this is lace fill, where you fill in a shape with lace. This is lace background, where you select some embroidery design and you do. Now, this also comes with the option to do like an oval or a diamond if you just wanted like a more sort of basic shape background. But that's the idea. And then another lace tool I've got is this one. This is called a lace outline or lace borders, or what we call a mesh steel stitch. But that is actually what you might call a Battenberg lace effect. What's cool about all this, you guys, is all of these things are what you would call a one-click tool. And I mean, I've been creating lace for years and years and years, but Floriani figured out how to do it in a single click. And so if I pop over to the software and so for example, let's hit a new workspace and let's bring in like one of those embroidery designs. So sorry, I'm just letting it catch up to me there. Empty workspace, and then look at my embroidery designs and bring in, like, it doesn't matter, but bring in a design. If you wanted to do this design as a freestanding embroidery, you would do a lace background, not a lace fill. You wouldn't want to fill all of those shapes with the lace technique. Lace fill is when you have like the single shape from your custom artwork that you drew, like the cactus, or the banana shape, and you select that shape and you click down here, you go lace fill. And that does a lace fill for your banana. But when you've got an embroidery design, you click on the design and you choose, it's actually up at the top here. It's called a lace background. And in this case, it's either the outline, so outlines around the bunny rabbit, or you can do the border shape, which is when you choose like a diamond or an oval or whatever. And this tells you kind of how far away from your shape it should be made. And then it goes ahead and creates a lace background. And so that's 2 tools that are like instant lace design kind of thing. The other one is the lace mesh and the outline, the one that I did that I called the Battenberg lace effect. And I'm just going to show you guys, I've got that design here. I'll bring the design on screen so you can see what it is or what it looks like. You see, it's really just a very interesting, to me, it looks a little bit like railway tracks. There's rows that go this way and then stitches that come the other way. That is so easy to make. If I take a drawing tool and just draw like a line, and select it. The tool is over here. It's called a mesh steel. And what I did to make it interesting was I told it, so mesh steel is like when you want to do a freestanding embroidery where you're making columns, but you don't want so a mesh steel, this has got the steel cover. But when you turn off the cover, so if I go back to the software again, sorry for bouncing around, but omit the steel stitch. Can you see the option here? If I tell it to omit that, it gets rid of the satin cover and it just leaves those underlying stitches. So first of all here, let's leave it back on for a second and let's make it wider because it's only about a 3 millimeter wide column. So if I make it wider and you watch it kind of stitch out, you would see, make it go fast and then there. So it goes back and forth with like rows and then kind of like crossing it with, so this is the reason it doesn't fall apart. But to make it interesting, if you omit the steel finish, you get just that cool underlay. And literally this whole embroidery design, if I was to select it and maybe just like ungroup that and select that one shape and make it just a regular steel stitch, you'd see what it was. It was just a column that went around and around and around, and we converted it to the mesh steel. We made it fatter. So basically it's like a, 8 or a 9 millimeter wide border. And then we told it to not have the extra cover stitches, which made it just that kind of neat Battenberg underlay. Anyway, you guys, this is what I think Floriani is really famous for, is that we have so many, what I would call these one-click tools like this. These are some of the ones, this is my favorite one here, you guys. So I'm just going to show you guys some of my lace. It says, good luck 2021. And I would like everybody to be making these right now. This is, if you don't know, when you buy the Floriani software, we do free designs every month. And when you get them, they go into your library. So over on the right-hand side where it says library and free monthly designs, if I just come in here and click, like, for example, the coin I showed you was from January 2021. And so if you go January 2021, these were the free designs for January 2021. That's where you get your little gold coin. Now you can take it, maybe select the design, use like a repeat to make like rows and columns of them. Because let's face it, water dissolving stabilizer, you're wet and gone. It's not free, we have to buy it. And so we like to be wise about how we use it, right? So I'll do like a whole sheet of these coins, and then I put mylar. So basically after the fill of the first color of the design is like a fill. See that? It's like a mesh fill. And when all the mesh fills are done, I remove the mylar and then it does the borders on top like that. And so that is like what you would call a freestanding embroidery design. And it came, so if you have the Floriani software, you already have the design for the good luck coin. You've also got, last March, I did a cool freestanding lace shamrock. Last February, I did a freestanding lace I love you heart. In December, I made these beautiful freestanding lace snowflakes. So if you do own the Floriani software, these free designs, and by the way, it's not just lace, don't get me wrong. When you go into the club, you get to download like all of the free designs right back from like the beginning of the club. But I've only been making them because I've only been the software manager for R&K for just over a year now, you guys. So I don't always make these designs, but I try to. And so these are just some of the ones that I kind of pulled out of some of my favorites. So these were designs that were from our FTCU free monthly designs over the past year kind of thing. And so in the spring, I did a couple of cool bicycles, and we had a Mother's Day and a Father's Day. What do you call these? Like subway art style designs. I do a lot of thread sketches. So this is called Poppy Beach, and it's a nice beach sketch. Anyway, every month it's something different. Sometimes they're seasonal, sometimes they're not, I try to include a lot of varieties from the software. Last year we had a series of gnomies, and so every month I did at least kind of the one applique gnome design, and I know a lot of people really loved all the gnomies. I've seen a few gnomie quilts that people made from all the different gnomies that we did last year. Anyway, I'm just simply showing you guys some of our previous free monthly designs. If you go, when you buy FTCU, you get all these designs, right? You go in and you click on download, from the beginning, and it'll give you all the way back to the year 2009. So these are just the ones that I've influenced. By the way, I'll take requests. So if you guys have special requests, I can't promise I'll do them, but that said, I don't mind getting requests. So these were just some of my favorites that came out this last year. This is probably one of my absolute favorites. My daughter actually drew the artwork for that one. Sweater weather. That's a cool little, I called it the Golden Ox because, of course, it's the year of the ox this year. Darren, I'm almost done, but I couldn't. I honestly, I could just keep going and going and going. I wanted to talk to you guys about, we have a new update coming out, and this is called nap blocking, right? When you sew on a towel and you're worried about the run stitches of the design sinking into the towel, that's a software feature. But it's also getting an uplift or an improvement is what I'm trying to say. In other words, in the past, we had this tool, but in the next update, we're making it a little bit better. So sometimes they're new tools, sometimes they're just enhancements to the tools we already have. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So first of all, the design came from my library here. It was in Trevor's favorite class designs. And then there's the Halloween tree down at the bottom here. And I bring that onto my screen. Now, sewing this on a towel, the issue was all the run stitches and how they were going to kind of like disappear. And even with a topper on top of the towel, I'm worried about those sinking in. And so you select your embroidery design. The tool's up here at the top. It's called Nap Blocker. And here's how it's changed, because it now has the ability to get an offset. So if you'd want to say how far around the design you want to do it, you can choose that, and we've even improved it so that it works with either stitches or outline shapes. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, it probably doesn't matter. But the concept is you don't even have to convert your design into outlines anymore. Even if you just open them up and they're stitches, you can do an outline around those stitches. And so basically you click OK and it does the extra layer in the background that we call the nap blocking. Now, I usually sew that like in a tone on tone color so that it kind of hides a little bit like that. And that's kind of the concept of what we call nap blocking. And so that's just one of the cool things that's changing in the software next week. One of the things that I'm just looking around for my sample of, I think this is pretty neat. I've been testing out the latest feature of the software, and I think I figured out how to make a dotted line without breaking the thread like that. So does that look kind of neat to you guys, that stitch? Because I've got this new feature and I've been trialing patterns. I mean, for anybody who likes patterns, can you see how I'm generating run stitches that have like different repeating patterns? Essentially, it's kind of a technical tool, but it's pretty straightforward, really, because any line that you make, so let's just say, for example, you've got a shape of, and I'll just grab one of our basic shapes in here from our custom shape library, grab the baseball bat, and then convert it to be a run stitch. And so it always starts out as a single run line. But if I go into the properties box, I can enhance that to be a bean stitch. Now, a bean stitch means it'll do it more than one ply, kind of like forward, back, forward, forward, back, forward, forward, back. It does each stitch 3 times or 5 times or 7 times. So you can do a standard bean stitch. That's not new. What's new is the ability to do a varying bean stitch. And you can have up to 6 variables, and you can now control the variables and the stitch length. It's just a simple example. I did one that had 2 variables, and I made one variable a 5-ply at 4 millimeters long. And then I made the next variable a single ply at 1 millimeter long. And that is what created this flower, because I've got a long stitch followed by a short stitch. I've got a 5-ply long stitch followed by a single ply short stitch. And if you're creative, I've figured out how to do like a sashiko style stitch with it. And so like I said, I've been playing with patterns. And so one of the things that I'll be doing is recording videos to go on our website, because that's what happens, guys. Now you visit the website, RNK Software Club, you click on the updates for the software, and no matter what software you've got, whatever you click on, you'll find the videos to show you what the latest features are. And so if you buy Rainbow and you come to our website, and you get to be a member, I'll go ahead and sign in. And I'm going to go to the training center where we've got training videos for all of our softwares. And I click under Rainbow. And now it's going to show me all of the different training videos that are available to show you how to use your Rainbow software, you guys. And so I don't think you'll ever meet another company in the world that does more to kind of train their people than Floriani. And so I don't know when I'm supposed to actually stop talking, but if you never come back on there, and I'll probably just talk all afternoon long. I'm having a ton of fun doing it. That is for darn sure. But why don't I just pop back on my camera for a minute and say thank you to everybody who's been with me for the last 45 or an hour. Just thank you for your time. Thank you for gifting us with your time today. Thank you on behalf of all of these amazing people that are watching us, to the Mulqueen family for being such amazing people in general, and amazing sewing store owners, and amazing, just support for your customers. Really, Darren, I've been there. I love working with the 3 generations of your family. So I want these people to all love you and support you and keep you going around for 3 more generations.
That's awesome. Thank you. You even like the 3rd generation? That's crazy.
I do. They're sweet.
No, I'm kidding. Jared and Ash, they're both in
Derek
this room.
seems like he's totally on it here today. So,
Yep. Did you see? I was hiding behind our big wall of blue boxes.
amazing.
You talked about some new stuff like that Mighty Fuse. I thought that was really cool.
I love
Making that
Mighty
pack.
Fuse. Yeah, it's a great adhesive.
Yep. And we just added that to the our event tab, so that if anybody's interested in that. And that perfect grip tape, I saw you have it on your fingers. Will you turn on the other camera, number 1?
I did, yeah.
The perfect grip tape, we have it in 2 ways. And the heat cutting tool that you used. We were quickly running to get these on our website. We know that some people are going to want. So
Darren, you asked me to do, wow, you can do that with Floriani software. And I thought, well, I've got about 3 months worth of some work that I could never stop. So I had to pare down. What could I show you in a few minutes? Hope I didn't go too fast.
That's perfect. We thank you so much. Your company, I tell people that there's a lot of companies that sell software. We sell software for different brands, Foff Brother and everybody else, but nobody seems to be so focused on updating and having all this new stuff, all the support, the training, like Floriani. It's like that. You can tell that Floriani is all about embroidery software.
Yeah, that's for sure. I know it makes me super happy to play with it and use it, but to be honest, Darren, the fact that you get those free updates, I know from 35 years worth of owning embroidery software that there's a cost to maintaining it. Over time, it's constantly. And with Floriani, if you own that software for a number of years, it'll basically kind of pay you back because of the free updates.
This was one of the big updates. On camera 1, real quick, here. That's just a piece of paper that the software automatically generated the design from a photo, just a printed photo. So it's not even a real photo. It's just a print of cartoon characters, and it converted it to stitches. That was an update, and normally you would pay another $800 to $1,200 to update your software to get what's new. And on Floriani, when you open up your software, it says there's an update available. Do you want to update now? And you just click yes, and it was totally free. That's pretty
awesome.
Pretty amazing.
That is very amazing. Absolutely. Yeah.
Yep, we're very excited for your software, and that the build it part, all that stuff you add now, that freebie.
The You Design It collections, though, that is a huge promotion that you get. Like it's when you register your software that they send it directly from R&K, and there's like 15 of them. You get a whole box with all these design sets. Really awesome.
Yep, and we put out here the new 100 kits. We have 3 100 kits that are available now on our website. This is the third one. It's hard to tell because we're so far away from you guys, but there's 3 100 kits, and then there's a 60 kit to make up every color that they offer.
That's all 360.
Yep. If you buy any one of them, then you are going to get that rainbow software.
That is
for
so
free.
awesome, Darren. Thank you very much for that. That is going to make a lot of people happy to get the coolest new software that we just released, rainbow software. That's a great one. Great opportunity. I noticed somebody on the screen asked, could they wirelessly send designs to the software? And the truth is you can, but it really doesn't have anything to do with the software. For example, I walk around with a scanner in my back pocket most of the time. It's called my iPhone. And basically I use it to take pictures. And then if I want to digitize that picture, I just kind of like email it from my phone over to my software. And then once it's on my computer, I can bring it in, right? So essentially, the Floriani software is something that you use on a computer. It's not like an app that you put on a phone or anything like that. It's much, much more sort of powerful than anything you'll ever find really on an app. But I think that the cool You Design It collections is a nice added bonus to what's already kind of a pretty amazing software. And you guys have it on sale right now, Darren, if I noticed.
The software?
Yeah.
Yes, we are doing $17.99.
That is an amazing price.
And you
So
get
it's
all
sort
of
of like
that.
it's a live event, right? Like if I was there, they
Yes.
might have done something like that. So that is a great
I
price.
think the software retails at $3,200
Well, the full
or
retail's
$4,200.
$4,200 is our full retail price on the software, Darren. And please understand, those are the domestic values of software, because if you go to the commercial embroidery world, people have embroidery software that's $15,000 and $20,000, believe it or not. What you'll find about Floriani's is it's probably the easiest to learn. Like, I don't know if I went too fast and kind of made it, but it's really, it's a very easy program. It's very intuitive. And most people that get it buy it because of the fact that they're confident that they're going to enjoy it, and that it'll grow with them over time as their skills grow. So will their software go and get kind of stronger and smarter all the time.
I've seen two major embroidery companies who have done like digitizing workshops, and they have selected to use Floriani to be their base foundation when they're doing digitizing training. My brother Ken, like, he can choose any software he wants to create his towel kits, doing the applique stuff that he does, and it's definitely the Floriani software just because of how easy it is to create applique.
Thank you.
I don't know why
Ken.
people buy his towel kits. You can just have Floriani software and create your own towel kits. You don't have to buy his.
I really like that you now have the ability to try it. Like, I think a lot of people nowadays like that, that we want to know when we invest, right? And so to me, the ability that if you had Rainbow and then you were like, maybe I want to get FTCU, you could be at home and turn it on and be in demo mode and try it. I mean, you could literally have a whole classroom full of people with Ken leading them in demo mode, trying it, so that they could experience it. And I think that's a popular new thing.
I forgot, Rainey Brown, I believe, asked a question, but now let me get back to hers. I know right now there's a question up there. Does it work on the Mac as well as PC?
Well, I'll be honest. I'll get to Rainey's too, but the Mac one's an easy question because it needs Windows to run. That said, I've got a MacBook Pro and I just simply put Windows on it. So, that wasn't hard to do. I use Parallels. I put Windows on my Mac. And so now I kind of have both. So, but the answer to that question is you do need to have Windows to run any Floriani software. Rainey's question was, is the Rainbow included in FTCU? No, that's not true. So Rainbow is a separate program from FTCU, and they need to be acquired separately. So while FTCU is kind of like a Cadillac for us, there are still a few extra bells and whistles that you can add on to it. Rainbow would be one, Sketch-A-Stitch would be another, Total Quilter would be another, and Lettering Master would be kind of the whole suite of things. But FTCU, by and large, is kind of the main program. But the truth is, if you own FTCU, you don't automatically get Rainbow. No, you'll have to get some thread. Currently, the only way you can get Rainbow is if you buy thread. It's a special promotion. That's it.
It used to be a specific Spectrum thread set, but we've now included it with any 100 kit. So you don't have to do 120 spools of Spectrum. We're allowing it. You get one free software per person, but it's the Rainbow software doesn't have to be that one specific one anymore. You can choose any of the
And
100
thank you,
kits.
Darren, because I think people really appreciate that, the options like that. And that's just basically a better deal. So the Mulqueens are generous that way. So thank you.
I know that Jane Wilcox, before this question, she had asked, can she buy Sketch-a-Stitch as a standalone program? And I do know that we just put that on our website to buy the standalone version of Sketch-a-Stitch, and we did discount it.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Unfortunately, we are if you do shop on our website and you choose the PayPal method, even though you're still using your own credit card, Visa card or whatever, I don't think you have to have a PayPal account. I think that it's just using that route. Our checkout is working. If you want to do the regular checkout right now, we're still unfortunately having a little bit of technical difficulty. But if you put the stuff in your cart, and if you at least attempt to check out and realize that it's not working, it'll email us so that we can then in turn email you back to tell you when that is up and fixed.
That would be good.
If you're wanting to buy the software, you can always call the store and say, hey, I want to buy the software. I know that your website is having a little bit of technical difficulty on checking out. So you could call the store, and I'll have Jared pop our store phone number up in a second so that you know what number to call.
Cool.
It's ticking across the bottom.
It's ticking across the bottom, actually.
Yeah, I can see it there, yeah.
Scrolling on the bottom there. Vicky Olson is asking
my email address. Yeah, I can put that up again here. Let me get that up for you, Vicky.
And Vicky, I'll if you email me, I'll give you Trevor's home number too.
Yeah.
No, I can't do that.
Trevor, if you could also answer, someone wanted to know what type of files they could import. That way they can digitize their own stuff.
So if there's the email address, by the way. So it's tconquergood@rnkdistributing.com. And unless you're following in like any of my classes or clubs, because I also have Trevor at sunsetstitches.com. But for software questions, my main one is my RNK Distributing email address. In terms of formats, like I can open any number of different artwork formats. So for example, if I say open, I'm going to be able to open up a JPEG or a TIFF or I can open up vector artwork like SVG artwork or Adobe Illustrator files, GIF files, PNG files, TIF. These are all image, pretty much. I mean, all your main kinds. If you have a photograph, it's going to be like a JPEG. If you have like a vector image, like I started with your crest, because remember when I made that Mulqueen quest, I had a vector shape for the background, but I had to take a JPEG of a cactus and kind of like digitize it. That's digitizing when you click, click, click to draw shapes like that. You don't always do that. A lot of times we use a little wizard hat to do our auto. I think that's what Darren was showing you the sample of, was the auto digitizing. So anyways, pretty much any format you can open and save. You can just as easily save for digital cutting files as you can for embroidery machines. In fact, with the Sketch-a-Stitch software, you can even save them for the long arm quilt machines. Like I've seen people take some of these skyline designs and then make them really big and put them on their long arm quilt machines. So we have those formats as well.
I remember we were in New Orleans for the brother unveiling of the Lumineer, and you were there, and you shared the New Orleans landscape, or that drawing that you did on Sketch-a-Stitch with. I have it here somewhere. I was trying to find it to show, but I love that one. I had the actual photo, and then I have the.
I think I showed it already today.
Yeah, okay.
I did them both, yeah. But that's like literally, yeah, that's the St. Louis statue in front of the cathedral and down there in New Orleans.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Very cool.
Sketch a Stitch is the funnest program, for what is probably did you see what did you say it was on sale for? I don't know, but
I don't know if we're allowed to say on live.
Oh, I see. Go on the website and find out the price, but
or you can call the store.
It's the funnest program that we have, yeah.
If you go to our website,
I'll show them as well.
Oh yeah. After we're through here, I have a couple of PowerPoints that I'm going to go through, and Jared will show you how to order everything on our website. I just isn't it something when it's an important week and we have all these fun people and we have all this fun stuff, and then our processing doesn't work on our website.
That's unfortunate,
so
you guys.
It'll be up shortly, I promise you all. So please bear with us on that. Or you could check out through the PayPal way.
Yeah.
You can call the store as well. So
yeah, you guys are awesome. What a great event! If
anybody has any questions, we got Trevor here, so let's.
Yeah, I'm not going nowhere. Ask away.
What is for dinner? Maybe that's a good question.
I don't know.
Is your daughter is? I've seen some of her artwork that you shared. Is she doing digitizing still?
Yeah, Loren's now in her third year of a fine arts degree in university. But today, like nowadays, the world is so interesting because, of course, Loren is going to university online through home. And my wife is teaching university classes online here at home. And so we're all basically, here. Everybody's in the house all the time now. Dad's never on the road, and Lauren, we're all just here and fighting over the internet, basically. But luckily, we got good internet, so it's not a problem.
Yep.
But
hopefully soon.
Loren is amazing with Sketch a Stitch. She's actually somebody that can sketch, and so she's got her own little blog, and she does little kind of things that young people would do, and sketches and blogs about it. So that's kind of cool. Yeah.
Yeah. Judith Basie asks, if I buy the standalone rainbow, can it be added to my FTCU?
So that's true. Yes, exactly. So that's kind of the concept. If you own FTCU and you buy a box of thread from Darren today, then when you get your rainbow and you get your little activation code, you'll unactivate it and it will add to FTCU. And so it's like adding more tools. And it's the exact same concept with Sketch a Stitch. If you buy Sketch a Stitch and you can own Sketch a Stitch and Rainbow and not FTCU, and your Sketch a Stitch and your Rainbow blend together. So whatever you add, you kind of start out with the basics. You can go ahead and download the software and then activate whatever it is that you own.
That's amazing that you have the one program. You don't have to close it, open another one. You just work all within FTCU.
Yeah, so it's very easy to do. When you get a new software, you just go into the help menu and add your little activation code, and then suddenly new tools are on your screen. So they're all available there. And like I said, there's this demo mode. So if you want to know, if you own FTCU and you're like, I want to know about Sketch a Stitch, go ahead and give it a try. Or the opposite. If you own Sketch a Stitch and you want to try out FTCU, you can do that too. So Charlotte wants to know if we have a thread booklet of all the colors other than just the pamphlet. And so there is an actual, like I've got mine here. It's like an actual thread shade card that Floriani makes. And so it'll have all 360 of the shades. It'll also have down at this end, it has the mixed and variegated colors and even the metallic colors. And so basically that's all the thread that Darren kind of like has on the shelf for you can buy them one at a time, or you can get the big, beautiful boxes. The best deal is the boxes, right? Like if you don't know, guys, you got to buy the boxes because it's a way better deal than going down to the store and buying them one spool at a time.
Yeah. Jane is asking if Darren could be nice if she buys the software, can we include the Rainbow software?
No, she's asking if she can get the software without only purchasing thread.
it's not available that way. You'll have to make that request to R&K, because currently it's available kind of only with the purchase of thread. It's a special kind of promotional thing that we did.
Jane, you can email me directly on that. I can kind of look into your question there a little bit deeper, just to make sure because we want to answer it correctly for you, Jane.
And yes, we do carry the thread color guide.
Yeah, the color chart there, the actual colors, the actual thread wrapped in there, that's better than just the printout version. It's exact colors. So yep, we do have that. I'll have to see how you locate that on our site. Maybe Jared will check that out here. Maybe, you know what, we're gonna make sure it's added to our link, and he's almost there. I'm looking at what he's doing on my screen, so I don't see Trevor at the moment. I'm seeing him.
I'm still here. I'm just listening.
He's searching our website. But
I was listening all day, you guys. Taylor was great, and I can listen to you guys while I'm working.
Yeah,
I'm gonna make sure that's on the website. So give me just 2 minutes, okay, guys?
There goes Jared. He's going to try to. We want to accommodate you any way we can. We want to make sure that the Floriani thread color chart is there.
Thank you.
So Trevor, the event that we had scheduled, it was a 3-day event. We're hoping before the end of the year, or next year if it has to be. We want to reschedule that.
Yeah.
But it was going to be 3 days. That's different than our normal 2-day one. What was that going to entail again? It was going to be a little bit of.
Yeah, because I think if I remember correctly, what we were going to do is we were going to have like 2 different days, and one day was going to be like part of the group, another part of the group comes second day, and then the third day was going to be kind of like the whole group, if I remember. That said, I do have we could do a 3-day hands-on like embroidery event.
Yeah, that's what we were going to do.
Because I have a whole set of things that I've designed that are kind of Trevor designs, and so we were doing a variety of things, and it was 3 different days. And I think that sounds like what you would want it, because it's a lot like one of your Anita Good events or whatever, So you had 2 girlfriends there, Darren.
Yeah, turned into a rabbit. Yeah, so I can't wait till we get back to doing those.
Me too. I was really disappointed that this year, I mean, as much as, we found wonderful ways to make this year a great year for ourselves. Everybody did different things, but they weren't what we were originally planning. That's for sure.
Yeah. These are kind of fun though. I mean, it's, we get to see you and talk to you about cool stuff. And so it is kind of fun to do this. I've had a lot of people comment that they enjoyed it. They enjoy all of these.
Do we have any stabilizer specials?
Stabilizer specials. Yep, we're gonna do with Kathy Quinn from Floriani.
I think she's Thursday or Friday, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep, Thursday morning at 10 a.m. Kathy Quinn. Yeah.
Don't miss Kathy, guys. She's a lot of fun.
Yep.
And
Kathy, she's gonna do Stabilizer 101, basically, kind of like knowing about stabilizer, what kind to use for different fabrics and different reasons why you want different stabilizer.
So that'll be a really valuable hour to spend with Kathy, you guys, for sure.
And these events are on social media. They're out there. You can always watch it again down the road. And so if you miss something, if you really want to see her and you can't make it, just know that it'll be there to where you can hit play and watch it next week if you want to. Although I guess I got to say that our specials are expiring on the 31st. So you don't want to wait till next week ultimately to watch it.
Right.
So try to watch it before the week's over.
Yeah, that's for sure. I mean, I appreciate you, Darren. I've known you for a very long time. You are the very first sewing store owner to say to me, would you come to my store, long before I'd ever even thought of doing that, and probably 7 or 8 years before I ever even knew, worked with Floriani. You were approaching me, could I come to Phoenix? You're always looking for something unique for your people, and I hope they all feel very fortunate to have you guys.
I appreciate you. I just remember that talk that you gave that one time and showing the role of tape, punch tape, right?
Oh yeah.
From
Like
the
that,
old
like
time embroidery machines.
Trevor, did you know I taught Darren everything he knows?
This is an embroidery design, you guys, from the 1980s with a bunch of holes in the paper tape. Yeah, that's exactly what that is.
That tells the machine where to punch.
You bet. My very first embroidery machine had a reel-to-reel on the front of it. You'd put the tape, you'd have an empty core on the other side, and you'd load it on, and it would, it was just like an old tape reader, basically.
Is that plastic?
No, this is paper. It's called a paper
paper
tape. Yeah, paper tape. You got to be careful if you're standing on them when you're winding them back up. They end up breaking.
You get in trouble.
Yeah, well, that's like you guys pulling out when you were pulling out some of your old things in your video presentation. I was thinking, I bet I got a few things in my. If I go to my dad's trailer out by his place there, I bet I could find some neat old stuff too that I from the days gone by, the toys that we don't use anymore.
Yep.
I always tell people it's a reason why I'm such a fan of today's software is because for anybody that like me or Ken that kind of did it on a real manual basis, it's just a dream to have such beautiful software that can do it all kind of so easily. I'm a big fan. Yeah, very big fan.
Yeah. Well, Trevor, we appreciate you joining us today. It's been amazing.
Wait, hold on.
Uh-oh.
We gave a gift card away.
Oh, we did?
Yeah, and we should have Trevor be here while we give it away, right?
Let's do it.
All right,
I'm not going nowhere.
All right. So how about that?
Susan Gilbert.
Susan Gilbert.
Congratulations.
So I don't know if she's still on here. It was at the very beginning of this seminar.
Congratulations, Susan.
Susan, go ahead and email me at it's jarrettmulqueen.com. I'll post it up here right now and we'll get you your gift card.
44 years. Congratulations.
Isn't that something?
Yes, it is. Yeah. And your father must be really proud. I was there that night back in 3 years ago in 2017 when you guys all got. I was really happy I was sort of like, I know all those guys. I've been to their place.
Yep. My parents got inducted into the Hall of Fame for the
that was a special night. Your whole family was there, and I was happy to see you guys.
Yep, that was a good night. Yep, he's amongst other great dealers out there that's been inducted.
Yeah, that's a really special thing. If you guys don't know, but I always kind of laugh and say it's like the Sewing and Embroidery Hall of Fame, but it's basically Sewing Dealer Trade Association has an annual event, and they do a really amazing job of selecting somebody who's been in the industry for a long time. And so your mom and dad received that award there, and I was very proud of you guys.
Yeah. Has Ricky been inducted yet?
I think Ricky's in there, and last year Kay was inducted.
Oh, that's right.
Both of them are in there. Ricky, both the
Ricky,
R and the K.
Yep. The company is R&K Distributing, and that's Ricky and Kay. They're the originators.
Yeah, if you don't know, the very first partnership they made was with a really amazing person called Walter Floriani, who is sort of an inspiration really to anybody that did embroidery. Walter was the first man I ever met that taught how to do embroidery, because back in those days, they were more trade secrets than they were things that you shared with people. And Walt was like a visionary. He wanted it to be fun and easy. I met Walt in 1989, and I never knew that I would work with them, but Ricky and Kay partnered with Walter. And I mean, over 15 years, they've made some other amazing partnerships. It wasn't just Walter. They partnered with Alex Anderson, you guys, to create those amazing Quilter Select products. There's a whole variety of product lines that Ricky and Kay created. But Floriani was kind of the first, and it's probably our biggest line. And we have a really amazing sort of assortment of thread and stabilizers and software. And so that's kind of the story of R&K and how Ricky and Kay were the sort of people that started the company. And yeah, they're pretty talented. And really, I'm so proud to say that I learned from Ricky and learned from Kay. I've been doing this for 35 years and I'm still learning, you guys. That's why you get into embroidery, because it's like learning journey. You're always going to be engaging your mind and being creative. And to me, it's the funnest thing you could ever do for your hobby. And in your, this is a true story, but one of my we all make close friends through our hobbies. And one of my very close friends, Maggie, she actually made this dragon here, and she made that doily, the crochet doily I showed you guys. And she passed away just, I guess, a year and a half ago now. And but we connected through our hobbies. And Maggie was 70 years old before she bought software, Darren. Like, she didn't want it, right? She was like, no, I don't want none of that fancy stuff. But boy, were we ever fortunate that Maggie got it, because as it turned out, she was a hand crafts person, and she really dug the software. And in her later years, like in the years of Maggie's life, when getting up and running the embroidery machine was really no longer even an option, Maggie could still digitize. Like, Maggie would still create embroidery. And so I received designs from Maggie almost right up until the day that she died. And that was, to me, so that's like, it's a lifelong thing that you can always do. So, true story, my friend Mag, she never even wanted to get into digitizing, but boy, was she ever good at it when she finally got some.
I remember the whole reason why we're doing this virtual event this week is because it's normally the last Thursday, Friday, Saturday of January that we would be at the fairgrounds and doing the Rusty Barn Sewing and Craft Show. And way back when, we would have Walter come and join us in our booth, and the crowds that used to surround Walter to watch him digitize, it was quite something. And I just remember him always showing his family lace.
Yeah,
like,
he's
his
amazing.
family history was amazing in the world of embroidery.
Here's some of Walt's family lace right there. That's a metallic red.
One thing that always sticks in my mind is the genius of Walter to know the compensation that you need of one, like a running stitch next to a satin stitch, or a fill stitch next to a satin stitch. Like, how much overlap do you need so that you don't get a gap, and put it into a software so that it makes it easy for someone that you don't have to be a master. You can use the software and it will help you with that.
I always kind of laugh and say, it's like we bottled not only Walter, but Walter and Kay. We bottled them both up and put them in, because the software can make alterations to your designs. If you tell it you're sewing on fleece or cotton or whatever, it will, intelligently sort of adjust the adjustments for settings like stitch length and density and underlay. And that's like having Walter, kind of helping you out. And then it'll tell you, well, if you're going to sew on fleece, then here's a recipe, for stabilization that's from Kay Brooks. And so it's like a 2-in-1 all built into the software. For a brand new user, those are functions that are really, really valuable when you're just learning. Me, I've been digitizing for so long, I don't often get Walter to fix my density. You know what I'm saying? I've kind of got my own opinions. But when you're first learning and you don't have opinions, those tools will actually teach you, what their choices were.
Maybe you and I can talk about maybe doing some sort of a digitizing class.
That's maybe a big yes from me.
That people could actually get some of the hands-on type of. I mean, it's probably not the appropriate time, because you might be in the back of your mind saying, "No way, Darren!" But now we're putting you on the spot.
I'm here. No, okay. That's what I do. So please contact me, and we'll figure something out. Because the reality is, when I'm not traveling, it does kind of make a little bit more space in the schedule, right? Because it's. I'm not traveling. The days that you spend running around the country are like newfound days that you get to do stuff. So anyway, when you said about coming back to Phoenix, I promise that you guys get, like, you had me booked this year. So you'll be top of the list for getting, whenever you are comfortable with doing those kinds of things again. I only have one request, and that's that they opened the border back up so I can come down. Because I remember I'm up here in Canada, but I think that's going to happen in the next few months or whatever. They're going to start to sort of get a little bit of normalcy again.
Yes. So Thank you so much, Trevor.
You're welcome. You
Been-
guys have a
been
great
wonderful
day.
time.
Good luck with
Yep.
all your presentations, and hope you get your visa gateway figured out or whatever.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Trevor.
Yeah.
So we're gonna sign out, and
Okay.
we appreciate it. But don't go away quite yet, because I have a quick PowerPoint that I just want. I know that it's late. I don't know if we're running into our next time slot. Are we? Let me see what time it is.
Well, the next time slot is us.
Yeah, it is. So we
So-
have a few minutes here. So let me just get past our first screens. I guess I can.
Oops, hold on.
Sorry.
I wasn't ready for you.
We are.
Now you're good.
Trevor's still shoveling snow. Okay. So I wanted to show you a little clearer some of the that took a while to log in there.
Yeah.
But so $17.99 is the FTCU software. You never have to pay for upgrades, which is amazing. Some companies, like it seems like every 2 years, they're coming out with another $800 upgrade. If you want what's new, you don't have to ever do that with Floriani. If you buy the FTCU software, they just give it to you. So these are the you design it. Design collections that you get, and basically every one of these, you choose what clothes goes on the string there. Like you choose all of the options. It gives you all the pieces, and you basically build every one of these. It's a huge value to purchase them separately. You get 15 of them. So I'm just quickly going through on that one there. Actually, let me go back to that real quick. Oops, I'm 2 ahead now. Sorry. I think it was this one. That one has cool sewing utensils, sewing notions, bobbins. You choose whichever ones that you want, and you put it into pockets. Robots, you choose the arms, you choose the head, you choose the feet. So these are, like Trevor said, you don't have to learn to digitize. These are, you choose all the pieces. And you get 15 of them. That one's cool. You got all the kids. You got to choose what they're holding in their hands, whether it's a dog or a fish. These are all free. That one, you choose the different edges and different jars. And these are the 3 different thread sets. They are on our website. I'll have Jer show you just in a few moments here how to get there. If you purchase any of the 100 kits, you get the Rainbow software for free, absolutely free. And I think that was the last one. So I just want to thank you. That was a long. It was more than an hour, almost running into the next one. So, but that's okay. This is our event. We can do whatever we want, and I just love having Trevor. So I could talk to him all day. But I know that some of you don't want to talk all day. You want to get on to the next one. So we probably should wrap it up. And then just so you know, I know there's still 251 people right now during the live part of this, even though it's being recorded, so you can watch it again later. This live is going to end, and then we will repost our new live, which is already there. That will start at 4 o'clock with the sewing furniture company Kangaroo. And that is going to start at 4 o'clock. But Jared's going to show you real quick how easy it is to find the software on our website. Take it away, Jared.
All right. I think I'm good. Yep, not muted. So let me add the website back up there. Perfect. Alrighty. So I'm sure most of you guys are the same people, but you never know, so it doesn't hurt to reiterate. But basically what you're going to do is go to our website at mulqueen.com. That's it, mulqueen.com. You've heard it enough today, so I'm sure it's ingrained inside your memory what our website is. So on top here, it says that our credit card processor is having issues still. So you can go through the PayPal option if you want to do it that way. It's just as easy, just as secure. So you can either do that or you can leave it in your cart. If you leave it in your cart, we will email you as soon as the processing is back up. So what you'll do is you'll go all the way as far as like checking out right before you get to the point where you need to put the credit card information in, because it won't actually accept the credit card information. So next thing what you'll do is you'll click on the banner at the top. If you want to look at everything that Trevor had talked about, you'll scroll down. Every day is within its own little kind of bay. So right here on Tuesday, you have Floriani. Everything else we've talked about was Daylight, I Need a Good Design, and now Floriani with Trevor Conquergood. So now we scroll down just a little bit. You can see that there's the thread chart here. If you click this, my dad actually put on the PDF version. So you can download the PDF version and it's free. But down below, right here, for $27, you get the actual thread. So the one that Trevor had unfolded and showed you guys with every individual wrap thread, that's the one. So $27, you get all 360 plus the variegated as well as the metallic threads. So it's a hell of a deal. And then next thing we have the perfect grip tape. So that was that wrap that he put around the hoop. The other thing that you can use the perfect grip tape for is the you use it on. Sorry, you put it around a stabilizer. You use it around your hoop to hold in your materials. The other thing was the Floriani Total Control U. So what you'll do is you'll go ahead and click on that guy, and now it pops it up. We have it on sale from $4,300 now for $1,800. So, yep, and you'll get all 15 collections that Darren had just talked about right before he willingly gave me the mic. So the other thing was the Sketch-A-Stitch. Sketch-A-Stitch is also inside of Floriani Total Control, but the main benefit to having the Sketch-A-Stitch by itself, it would be if you don't want to get the Total Control. So that way you can do everything that Trevor had talked about as far as the skyline sketching and whatnot. So, and the very last thing I want to talk about is the thread boxes. So for $349, you get 100 spools. Typically on our floor right now, they're about $6 a spool. So if you're a Perks Club member, which means that if you've bought any machines from us, you get 20% off all your notions for life up until the end of this month. So if you come into the store, you can purchase one of these guys, or you can purchase individual spools. They're $6 a spool less your 20%. So you're still more expensive than buying the $100 or the 100 spools all at once. So for $3.49 a spool, you get 100 spools, and then there's multiple different colors. So, yep, and you get the rainbow software. So that's kind of Darren's selling point right now with it too. Is you get that full software with it, which is super nice. And then everyone was asking about the stabilizer that he used for the badges. That's this guy right here, the Mighty Fuse. And then what he used to get rid of the stabilizer was the Heatcraft tool. So between those two guys, that's exactly what he was using to do the badges. And then just once again, there's that the breast cancer awareness box. So you can go ahead and get 30 different pink spools for $120 plus the $40 box, the little carrying case or the storage bin. So you get 30 spools, which is $180 plus another $40 for the box itself. So that's where it comes out to $220. But does anyone have any questions before we kind of disconnect this one and then move on to the next one? Yes, Perks is going away, but not in the way that you would think, just completely disappearing. So what's going to happen is, for years and years, we've done Perks Club as a lifetime membership, and it was just any machine you bought. So what we're doing now is it's a year-by-year basis, but everyone up until the 31st of this month will be grandfathered in. So if you've purchased a machine 10 years ago, you'll still be a Perks Club member when it comes to the 31st of this month. So you'll be grandfathered in. You cannot buy the Rainbow software by itself as of right now. So the Rainbow software is what it comes with one of those thread kits. So you have to actually purchase those thread kits, the 100 spool count or the 100 spool thread kits to be able to get the Rainbow software. Will we do a virtual digitizing class if you buy the software? Yes. We don't have like a specific date or anything like that, but eventually we will get to a point where now that we've figured this out, we'll do a seminar on how to do it. And that's what Darren was talking about with Trevor, was getting like Trevor to do a class as well. So
right now there is so much, so many videos out there. You can, if you started watching training videos on Floriani software today, you would still be watching probably in a month or two. There's so much out there of training videos, but we do want to do something hands-on. I don't know exactly. Trevor and I will talk about how we could do that virtually, maybe do it through a Zoom, something like that. Price to purchase, you design it. You know, I believe that the package of all 15 is around $1,500. If you are interested in it as a whole separately, or you want just individual ones, you can email. We'll make it easier to email Jer. He has the pop out, and then Jer will forward it to me. Or you can just email me directly. Email Darren at Mulqueen. He's got mine on there too. So email me, and we can get you the information on individual. You design it or the whole collection of them. But right now it is free for FTCU purchases.
and then Lisa, as far as the color of the tape, there's only two options. So there's the strictly purple, as well as the one that is multicolored, but we don't actually have, I think it's just the purple one that we have in that thing. So the one on the page that I was telling you about is only purple. And then Jimmy, yes, if you bought furniture, you'll still be grandfathered in for the Perks Club.
Yep.
Anyone that currently holds a Perks Club membership until the 31st will be grandfathered in, regardless if you bought a $20 machine or you bought a $20,000 machine. You will always have Perks Club membership until for life.
I want to buy a $20 machine.
Okay, I'll sell you one.
All right. We have 20.
No,
And
back in the day there was.
Yeah, I just wanted to say I saw Trevor using a heat press in his presentation, and we have
Nice little segue for next week, huh?
Yeah,
Or
we have
next
a-
couple days.
we have an Elna press, which I believe that might have been what he was using. It probably was, because Janome owns the Elna company, and so they distribute the Elna press, and we will be demoing the Elna press on Friday at 10 a.m. and then again 12 p.m. on Saturday. So if you watch the Janome presentation, she's going to do it twice because it's such a fast demo. And she's going to do other things different, but the press will be in both of those. If you're interested in one of those presses that Trevor was using to create his patch.
And then Brenda, yes. It's one per person. So if you buy 4 thread kits, you're only going to get one software. But yes, it's included in each one. So it doesn't matter which one you buy, you will get a software, at least one. So, alrighty. Anyone else have any questions? We're going to disconnect this here and start up the other one. No? Alrighty. So the other one's already there. I'm going to disconnect this and go right up. We're out of the iron. The also, is it the... Yeah. Jane, go ahead and email Darren at darren@mulqueen.com. And anyone else, if you want that Aliso iron, go ahead and email Darren, and we'll get you on a list to get you one. Nope, Pinky, you still get the deal. Yeah, Jane, that it does happen. I apologize if there isn't. It just kind of depends if something goes. What am I waiting for? Yes, you can still get the sale price. So the sale price is good until Sunday. So if you don't have it, if we don't have it in stock right now, we're gonna change. Yeah. 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 Just let Darren know, and as soon as we get them in, you'll get that. So I'm gonna switch this stuff, and then I will see you guys there.